Welcome back to Unwoken, the #1 podcast in the world for young conservative media. That's a fact. My facts, of course. Here today with Mr. Tate, Gasek, and Richard Dockan sitting over there on the couch.
He's gonna make an appearance.
He's gonna sit down after he gets a little bit of liquid encouragement. So it's funny how me and you got in touch today.
Yeah, man. I just texted you out of the blue.
Yeah.
Just, hey, man.
So if y'all didn't see it, y'all saw me and Quentin's. Y'all probably saw me and Quentin's little take about calling your friends faggots, calling your friends, not calling people that you don't know that work, but calling your friends, because free speech, as y'all didn't see, y'all probably did see that the Full Sin podcast with Donald Trump got taken off because of misinformation. Here's the thing about the First Amendment: it's non-negotiable. And what the government does nowadays, see, a lot of these liberals and these far left fearmongers want us, they're okay with certain freedom of speech is getting taken away because that fits their narrative.
That's right.
But what happens whenever it happens to them? Because I don't want it to happen to them, because it sets a dangerous precedent.
That's right. Then it can happen to anybody.
That's just like me and you. You're standing on a cliff. I'm the government. I'm pushing you a foot each and every day, just a little bit.
If you let them, they're going to keep doing it.
And eventually I'll push you off the cliff.
Yeah, if you let them. And
you're gone.
See, that was the thing about I posted something on Snapchat a while back, and I gotten some flack for it. I pretty much said, hey, if y'all are wearing masks and all this, I think y'all are a bunch of fucking pussies. My stance on that hasn't really changed, because the facts were out from the very beginning, and I'm not going to get into it because, I know how they like to take shit off.
Oh, yes. We have a code word for that. That is the...
What's your code word?
The VACCINE is the Rougarou juice.
Gotcha.
Coronavirus is the faux follet. And Fauci is Dr. Fouchon. Yeah, so we got to be careful with that shit.
Yeah, bro.
But no, it's interesting because you had a very interesting take whenever you called me, because we think the same way.
Mm-hmm.
But you expressed the way it came out to be perceived.
The way I perceived it.
Yeah, the way you perceived it.
Doesn't mean I was correct.
Yeah.
It was just, hey, this is the general perception, or this is what I, kind of get out of it. And, it just seemed like it was like the Kobe Covington thing about how he's like, it's almost like a goof. Like, it's almost like, it was like the Trump supporter, like it was like this generic view of what a Trump supporter should be,
Mm-hmm.
And I know you're more than that. I know you're smarter than that, and that's basically what I was getting at about that. I think you should be more authentic, because I know you're better than that.
Well, here's the thing with that, and we talked about that on the phone, was traditionally I'd 100% agree. I agree with what you're saying. I agree with the point that you're coming from completely. And traditionally, like I said, that'd be something that'd be like trolling, basically what it was to start off. Right. But an idea that started off as something that was going to be trolling ended up having a way bigger purpose because of everything with the Full Sin podcast getting taken down.
Right.
With Dana White.
It's not taken down on truth, though, or wrong.
No, but it's taken down off of YouTube, which, gotta be, I'm not going to be careful what I say with YouTube. I mean, they already took down one of my videos. I like the way that they run things. They're making me money. I mean, shit. It is a private company.
Yeah, I pay for the premium.
At the end of the day, if you're going to call yourself a Reagan conservative like I do, I believe that private companies should have the ability to do what they want to do. Now, not big tech. We're talking Facebook. We're talking Instagram. We're talking Twitter. YouTube does fall into that category now.
Absolutely.
About what you want to allow people to see.
It's because it's Google. It's Google.
Yeah, and it does set a dangerous precedent whenever you do that, which is why whenever me and Quentin were having that talk and I posted that video, I'm sitting there rewatching the video, the entire podcast we did, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, all right, what can pertain to something that's happening right now? And I thought about it, and I listened over to it, and I said, all right, this is going to stir some shit up, but it's going to have a bigger purpose and a bigger point. Because as much as we hate to say it, the far right groups, the extreme right and the extreme left groups,
they're making us look.
They still have the right to freedom of speech too.
Yes, they do. Absolutely.
No matter how fucking racist and ignorant they are, they have a right to free speech. Now, what do you want to classify as hate speech? What are we gonna? Are we gonna go into details about it? Or are we gonna sit here and have a set parameter sheet that tells us exactly what hate speech is defined as? Because that's what they said that my video was on TikTok. They said it was hate speech.
Right.
For one simple word.
Well, that's China. China controls that. And China has full access of your phone if you have TikTok on your phone. I will never have that on my phone.
It took me the longest time to get TikTok. But I'd be lying to you if I said I didn't have fun on that motherfucker.
I had it, but once I got the full info on that, that's off my phone. And also the Brave browser is like the safest browser you can have right now.
You need to get VPNs.
I have VPN. Well, Brave has a VPN built right into it. Yeah. It's an internet browser that, I can set it up for it to be Face ID whenever I click on internet. Face ID for it to open up, like that. I'm not trying to hide anything, but it has, there's no, they can't track anything. I have all my tracking set to off and all that. There's no, pretty much like the cookies and all that, it blocks all that to where they can't like send me personalized ads and all that stuff, because it's like they know what you're into and all that, and I just don't feel comfortable with that.
That's like whenever you're on Facebook
and you say something
and then the next day it pops up.
Yeah, that's freaky shit. I don't like that.
That is, and that's our day and age though.
Yeah,
because we grew up. Y'all were born in '96, right? Mm-hmm. So between 95 and 96, we're one of the most unique generations or time frames being born there is, because we
got to save this country.
Well, we grew up without all this technology, and we got to see it all progress. I remember when the PS2 was the biggest motherfucking shit in the world.
Yeah, no doubt.
And then whenever you could play cordless, dude, I mean, that fucking blew my mind. Even Guitar Hero cordless, bro. Dude, that was some fucking shit.
It wasn't even that long ago, bro. Like, it really wasn't even that. You remember whenever the Razor come out, dude?
Dude, you had to have a Razor.
You had to have a Razor.
And they broke fucking easily, dude.
I guarantee you, that phone right now, if you go in the middle of Sycamore Point, out in the middle, you'll catch cell phone service with that phone.
The Razor?
Time. The Razor had the best cell phone service of any cell phone.
I had Centennial Wireless, man.
Centennial was awesome, bro.
Centennial Wireless.
They had, I don't know what happened, dude. I mean, now, if you don't have 5G, ultra wideband, or whatever, it takes forever to load. And you ought to see in Texas, where he lives, you'd be amazed. There's no cell service anywhere. AT&T, well, as far as AT&T, he's got AT&T, and it's, driving down the road, you cannot get cell phone service. Now, I don't know if that's too many people in the area picking up too much, using too much of the service or what, but, Texas got enough money. I got enough people to, get more cell towers out there. It's ridiculous.
You got to realize, too, I'd say 99% of people don't respond well to
just kind of keep this up.
Criticism.
Let's see what the next one is. All right, yeah.
Yeah, and I do respect, like, you took it right on the chin, and you had to listen to what I said, and you swayed me, I was wrong,
But here's the thing, people don't get anywheres progressing without taking some kind of form of constructive criticism, because what we showed today is that things can be taken out of context from my side and your side.
That's exactly right.
Both can be taken out of context. Now, it also did prove a very good point to where sometimes you should put that extra little clip in if you're going to say some shit like that. But,
see, that wasn't really,
it was a look for our people, because we already have this notion, this perception put upon us.
Yes.
And one of the things I said back in 2016, whenever Antifa was getting big and they were beating up conservatives with bike chains, I told both my sisters who were liberal, I said, y'all need to tell y'all people to get this shit under control. And I even called my buddies. I went to a liberal arts college. I would have been outlawed for that 2016 election. I had a few buddies that played rugby that had a big Trump sign. His nickname was Colossus. He put a Trump sign outside of their apartment. Some little liberal kid tried to take it. He walks out there. This kid's taking off. The kid turns around. He goes, What are you doing? Put it back. Put it back. Just like that. Nicest guy in the world, but he'll fuck you up.
Right.
But the whole point with that is, all right, Antifa was a big thing then. I told all of them, y'all need to get a hold of this because I'm telling you one thing. Eventually, people who think like me are going to get fed up and we're going to fight back. And we're the people who believe in the Second Amendment.
That's right.
You do not want that smoke. No, nobody does.
No.
Which is why I have a problem with people calling the Proud Boys a terrorist organization. I like the Proud Boys. I think the Proud Boys are a great organization simply because they fight back.
I can't comment on
They
that.
They don't instigate anything.
Gotcha.
They go and counter protest Antifa. They go out there with their bats and their shields and they say, all right, if you're going to come on. But you better come correct.
Right.
And you don't need people like us. You don't need a bunch of us to go handle Antifa people.
Well, they smart enough to know they're not supposed to come down here. They know that.
No.
They know that.
They have the Democratic Socialists of America at UL, which I will restate again. I am Scott Davis, and I will be your end. But I'm serious. I have zero patience for incompetent people.
Right.
And if you want to tell me that you want to turn my country into a communist nation or a socialistic nation, I have zero respect for you.
Right.
My grandfathers fought overseas a socialist regime in World War II, and they made the leader of that regime cry like a little bitch and take the blue pill. Yep. You know what we're talking about. But, I mean, it's one of the things in college campuses. So my whole story, everybody knows my whole story with that, about how I dropped out my senior year. I'm not paying $16,000 to go bowling.
Yeah.
There's only one university in this country that you don't have to take classes that don't pertain to your major. And that's University of Virginia. Other than that, it's a money grab.
Why is that?
You just have to take the classes that pertain to your major.
Oh, that's what it should be.
That's how it should be.
That's exactly what it should be. Stop wasting fucking people's money and teaching them all this goddamn nonsense.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that's whenever I listed university and I put in parentheses scam, that's what I meant by that is all these hidden fees that whenever you go into college and stuff. And thank God, like my wife, for example, she's in online college. And she does, she's doing really well with it. She's got about a year left, and there's so many hidden fees. Thank goodness her grandmother and everything, it's all paid for. Thank God. But so many hidden fees, and there's so many things that she has to learn. That's just so,
absurd.
just so. It's not only, it's just, it doesn't make any sense. It's not. It's a waste of time. You don't need to know that. That's just ridiculous. There's no reason, like the way that they're doing math nowadays, it's just like this right-wing way of thinking, or what I mean by, it's this right brain way of thinking. It's just, and right brain meaning the more creative side.
It's the left brain, I believe.
Is it? I thought left brain was more focus and...
See, because I'm left-handed, so...
But it's opposite. It's opposite for the brain.
Yeah, let's see.
I'm pretty sure. I think the left brain means that you're more calculated, more technical. I would say I'm more left brain. And right brain meaning is more creative, I believe.
You're actually right. The left brain is the analytical, logical, and verbal half, whereas
Correct.
the right brain is the creative, emotional, visual, and spatial half.
Okay.
That's it's a left brain, right brain myth. But I mean, fuck it. I don't know enough about it. I don't know enough about it to counter.
Yeah, I'm no fucking doctor. I just know I know that whatever.
I don't know enough about it to counter.
Yeah. So it's just this real fucked off way of thinking, and it's just like, man, you got a goddamn calculator in your phone. Quit wasting fucking time. You know what I'm saying? You got a calculator in your pocket on your phone. You got, I understand. You got to know how to do that stuff, and if you're going into that field of mathematics, if that exists, correct. Engineers, you need to know how to do that stuff. I understand that. The people that are building and that kind and designing and that kind of stuff need to know it. But there's so many tools in place now that you can get by without spending $100,000, to go learn that. I mean, fuck, people can learn it on the internet. There's so much information out there on YouTube. I watch YouTube probably 7 hours a day.
Oh yeah, if I don't know how to do something, I'm watching YouTube.
That's all I have. You know, I have that Truth Social, but I put a profile picture on there. That's it.
I'm gonna send it YouTube. I'm sending you an invoice, by the way.
I got off of ever since the Blackout Tuesday, that was whenever I threw my hands up and I was just like, okay, everybody's a goddamn sheep. I'm out of here. You know, it's not even worth my time. You know, I posted an American flag, out of there. Deleted everything. I stayed with Snapchat for a little while longer, and then I ended up getting out of that too, because I felt like it was just like a look at me thing and keeping up with the Joneses type thing. And that's so not me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like friends and interacting with people in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's...
I have a rule. Whenever me and my buddies are at the bar or we're all hanging out together, the moment I walk in the door, my phone goes face down on that table, and you have to follow.
Yeah.
I will get up from that fucking table.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. People don't know how to talk anymore. And you know what? Ever since I got off of everything, whenever I see people in person for the first time in forever, Tate, how the hell have you been, man? I ain't seen you forever. And we have a great conversation. You know, it's like, oh man, that feels good. They actually curious. You know, they haven't seen me in forever. It feels good, and it you know, I like to keep my cards close. You know what I'm saying?
It's people have lost the ability to have human interaction, and that's going to play a factor into the younger generation when it comes down to dating.
Oh, it's horrible, dude. I feel so terrible.
They
for
are
the kids.
not going to know how to ask out a woman. They're not, because one of the things that people have a problem with is rejection.
Yeah.
And what did we say earlier? Shoot us, shoot, baby. Shoot us, shoot. What's the worst thing that's going to happen to you if you ask a woman out? She's going to say no.
She'll say no. Yeah.
But you fucking shot your shot. Every single man has been turned down before.
Yeah.
Quiet mouths don't be fit.
Hey, what is it? Scared money don't make money.
There you go.
That's right.
Scared money don't make money. Women are like cats. Men are like dogs. A dog's always going to be just running around trying to get your attention, this and that. A cat, what's a cat going to do? A cat's going to come up to you. And eventually, if you don't know, the cat doesn't know you, it's going to take the cat a little while.
Oh, it's going to take a long time.
You have to leave the cat alone. And once the cat starts to warm up to you, it'll come and rub up on you a little bit. And then 5 minutes later, the cat's going to be gone. Now,
that's what I like, though.
But what happens if you chase the cat? The cat's going to take off running.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to come back. Simple analogy. How women are like cats, men are like dogs. Gentlemen, you have to let the cat come to you.
That's right.
You make the initial gesture to show your interest, and after that, I'm a firm believer in that, man. Attraction's taking care of itself. Talk about trade school.
Okay, so what they did back in the 60s is they took technical training out of high schools. And what did they do? They put it into a totally separate school. Like we got one, I forget what it is, like James Thibodeau or something.
David Thibodeau.
David Thibodeau. Okay, there you go. Why ostracize those people? Why? See, if it would have all been inclusive, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If we're an all-inclusive country and we're an all-inclusive, you know, school system and everything, then why ostracize the people that go and fix the stuff?
You talking about those kids that would leave certain days to go to David Thibodeau?
Well, some of them would go full time.
Well, one of the reasons for that is the space. I mean, before they had Southside, we had 2,300 kids at Como. Mm-hmm. Now, ag was one of the best classes I ever took. Because let me tell you something, man. I am not the handiest person in the world. All right? If something's wrong with my car, a few shops won't take my car just because it's a North Star engine. And you have to fucking lift that motherfucker
you gotta
up.
Really know what you're doing.
Yeah. I mean, to change that oil, dude, it ain't like a normal oil change.
Didn't you have to suck it out?
I believe so. Yeah. But it's a huge-ass engine. It's a V8. 1999 Cadillac DeVille, baby. Dad only drove that thing to the gas station and the grocery store.
Oh, is that? I don't think they extracted then. It's probably some weird process.
But it's different. I mean, you know, I learned how to change the oil in my Lexus. Here's the thing, man. In ag, I learned how to... I wasn't great with woodwork. I can't tell you what every fucking tool is. But I'm left-handed. Mm-hmm. Whenever we got to welding, that machine was on the left-hand side.
So you could do it.
Because the first day, bead-wise, I was doing the beads. The next day I go into class, we had a little test. Mm-hmm. She says, put your books down, man. Go weld.
Yeah.
I got good at that shit. And that's one of the things that if you can weld,
Super important. Super important.
That's one of the things I wish I would. I could still do it. I found a way to weld aluminum and steel.
Have you?
Yeah, it doesn't look pretty.
It don't matter. If it holds, it holds,
But it's
bro.
like you burn the hole into the aluminum,
Mm-hmm.
and it creates such a hot layer on the outside that it'll mesh with the steel itself.
Yeah.
Like I said, it ain't pretty, but I
if it
fucking
holds,
did
it
it.
holds. Yeah.
It did help. It did hold. But that's one thing. If you can weld, man, oof, that's a fucking trade that will never run out of demand.
But there's so many of those. That's just one out. You know what I'm saying? Like air conditioning, refrigeration, what I do.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So if there was if I would have known, like I've gone through so many phases in high school. Like if that would have been available to me, I would have found it immediately, but it wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Like ag was there. I knew I wouldn't want to be a welder or whatever, and now I'm not knocking anybody that goes and does it at all. I love welders, every one of them. We need them. We absolutely need them. We have a shortage of them too. We have a shortage on every technical person that's in every field. Plumbers, HVAC. I mean, I'm drawing a blank right now, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That should be incorporated into high schools. That's a big thing, man. And like, whenever I walk into a parts house, an HVAC parts house, I'm always the youngest guy, every time. You know, and it scares me because I'm gonna be the only motherfucker. Whenever I'm 50 years old, I'm gonna be that only motherfucker out here fixing every goddamn thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'm a big advocate for, hey, fuck college, go to
Go to trade school.
You get your highest investment, you get your highest return on investment immediately. I mean, I paid $8,000 for school, dude. That ain't nothing. You know, I mean, you pay $8,000 and then you have a lifetime of knowledge. You take that out of high schools and then you incorporate it into prisons and you teach prisoners that are coming out. It just gives it a bad connotation. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, that's where all the you know, and they've been doing that since the '60s. So it's like, you do that for that long, it gets a bad look. You know, like the butcher commercial with the dude with the cigarette hanging out of his mouth. You know, and then that's not how it is at all. You know.
Ironically, that's the guy I probably trust the most.
Yeah. You know, that's me. That's me. You know, I dress like a professional. I am a professional. At every step of the way, and I've immersed myself into this to be a professional, and I will not move on until I absolutely master it. And the funny thing is that you can never master it because it's always changing. There's always new stuff. There's always new refrigerants. There's always new ways. There's always new things people are constantly innovating. Like right now, they're moving to it's a natural refrigerant, so it's propane. Propane is a refrigerant, like literally. They can run a 3-door freezer with 5 ounces of propane with zero. Propane actually has no smell to it. You know that? They add a chemical to it it's sulfur so you can smell it. You know, if it's leaking out. But it actually has no smell. You know, they're using that now for refrigeration. Scares the fuck out of people for no reason. It's 5 ounces. There's more than that in a Bic lighter. You know what I'm saying? If it leaked out and nothing, and you lit it on fire, it'd be a quick and nothing.
Yeah.
And it scares the living dog shit out of people. And same thing with refrigeration. Like, people do want to jump in that commercial or residential air conditioning, right? And it's like, residential AC is very, very, very important. But commercial scares the shit out of people. And refrigeration and ice machines and stuff like that scare people. And it's actually easier, than an AC, because AC you have to worry about humidity, which it's tough, man. It's not tough.
What you find in that attic too.
Yeah, and there's a lot of attic work and stuff like that, man. There's very little attics with me. I'm Farmers Stand Central, so I'm up on rooftops all day long. Walgreens is my stores. Every Walgreens you see around here, that's me, baby. You walk in there, it's cold, that's your boy. You walk in there, you see the ice cream's frozen, you see your drinks cold, that's your boy, bruh. That's me. And that's I got the whole state of Louisiana.
So do you think that people choose the college over trade school just because of
I mean, come on, bro. Look at Disney Channel. Look at Disney Channel. Disney Channel pushes you got to go to college. You know how many episodes of whatever was talking about you got to go to college after high school, and or just your teacher in school, in middle school, in elementary school, in high school, saying if you're going to be anything in life, you have to go to a university. It's fake ass news.
And here's
true.
one thing. One thing I will say is, you know, college was the best fucking 8 years of my life.
And hey, I bet you it was. You know, and
But you gotta think about it like this. Like, think back to our junior and senior year of high school. Like, when you start meeting, like, when the counselors start coming in, you know, meeting with you and looking at your GPA, and, like, I mean, that's pretty much what it is. Do you want to go to college? And if you want to go to college, they'll help you apply to these universities and get in. But if you say, hey, college is not for me, I got like a 2.2.
you look like you're a fucking idiot or something.
All right, well,
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you graduate on May 20th, and when you do, go figure it out, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got
You know
a
what?
high school diploma, go figure it out.
You know what
go to
gets
college.
you know what got me to college? Not only just the sports scholarship, but the women.
Yeah. Yeah.
And plus, I mean, I'm in a fraternity. Let me tell you something. That creates networks. If you are somebody who wants to go to college, I highly suggest Greek life. Not for everybody, for sure, but especially with the way that UL's doing shit now, dude. They've been trying to kick KA off. We've been on some form of probation ever since I pledged. There's not a single fucking semester that we went without probation. But you want to wonder why you don't have high attendance at football games whenever you had the Greek section right behind the student section in Cajun Fields parking lot. You had everybody lined up together. They could party, and they went straight into the fucking game. That's whenever we had everything packed. You move the tailgate, you start putting all these sanctions on all these all these fraternities for no reason, just because. And rest in peace, what happened to the LSU kid? That was horrible. UL's UL. Okay.
Oh, you talk about a kid that got like
The
they hazed him too hard or
alcohol
something?
poisoning. Yeah. UL is UL. We're not LSU. Stop. And I'm not. I don't want to say the name because I don't want to get defamation or anything. But look, I know she was at Spring Hill whenever I was there, and this lady got her own sorority kicked off whenever she was in college. And it's a bad scenario, and I feel bad for all the kids that are going through the Greek system, because it really is one of the best fucking times of your life, dude. You take a bunch of guys, like my pledge class, you take a bunch of guys who don't know anything about each other, and in the span of 3 or 4 months, if you're ever in some shit, all you gotta do is dial one number, put one group me, you're gonna have 4 trucks coming to find you.
Right.
I mean, it's you become close with such a different group of guys that it really was the best. I'd say joining KA was top 3 best decisions I've ever made in my life. Top 3.
It's a learning experience.
And then UL taught
Just
me.
like everything.
Well, I mean, I learned a lot. I mean, I got all my accountings, all my financial, all my marketing, all these classes. Mm-hmm. They taught me a lot of shit, man, that's benefited me to the job I do now.
Perfect.
But I am not paying $16,000 to go bowling. I better
What
be
do you
in
mean by that? What do you mean by going bowling?
So I have 127 hours on my transcript.
Uh-huh.
You need 120 to graduate. So whenever I left Spring Hill, I lost a whole year of school. Then I had to go to SLCC because it was a private school. Mm-hmm. And you have a better chance of getting in and out of North Korea than UL taking your credits.
Oh, jeez.
UL Business Department. Go to SLCC, take all my accountings, my human resources management, my econs, all that. Get to UL. Oh, we changed our policy again. Had to retake all my accountings, all my marketings, all my maths. Okay, so I'm behind 2 years now. I got finished strong. Finally, my last year after the restaurant burned down, we had time off. I said, there's no excuse for me not to go back and finish.
Right.
Called my counselor, said, well, I heard I need 2 classes, ma'am. Which 2 classes do I need? I'm going to get them out the way. She goes, we changed our policy again. The good news is all those classes that you got from Spring Hill, they're not electives anymore. They're actually going to accredit that. I'm sitting there, what do you mean you're going to accredit it? I already retook all these classes. She goes, the only thing is you need 47 more electives. 47 more credits of electives. And I said, this is legit how my conversation went on the phone. I said, ma'am, with all due respect.
I'm the mascot.
I love this university. I love everything it's done for me. But if I have to pay $16,000 to go bowling, I better be in the damn PBL by the time I'm done.
Yeah.
And I dropped everything. Now I got a lot of backlash for
That's
it.
at UL? Mm-hmm. You know what you got to tell them? You got to say, hey, bro, I'm the fucking mascot. I'm raging and I'm fucking Cajun. Because, you know what I'm saying? I'm the mascot. How can you make me pay for this?
Oh, I ain't the mascot, man.
No, I know you're not the mascot.
Oh, no.
What I'm saying is a mad Cajun. That's a raging Cajun.
Dude.
You the mascot.
Dude, I didn't dress like I did for the basketball games at Como, that's for sure. I was in my Sperry's and my Chubbies, man, and my little look.
Yeah, the frat boy look?
Yeah. I took a part of it for a little while at first, and then I figured out I love my Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah, bro. That's a classic.
I got a Hawaiian shirt for every
that's gonna
fucking
look good forever.
day.
Hey, look, there's some looks that like classic Wrangler blue jeans, straight down to the pants, always gonna be in style.
I don't wear
Hawaiian
jeans.
shirts, always gonna be in style.
I got too much hair on my body, man. I'm fine during the winter.
Mm-hmm.
Bring it on, man.
Oh, my legs don't get cold.
30 degrees, you see all this? Because that's a second layer.
You ever heard that Bill Burr joke? My legs don't get cold. You know, the guy with the ski parker, the ski jacket, he was like, the joke goes like, there's always that guy at like a ski resort with wearing shorts with a big parka jacket on, and he's just like, my legs don't get cold. My legs don't get cold. You know, and like that would be interesting to mate with. I thought that was funny, dude. Bill Burr is fucking hilarious. Like genius level comedy. Just like Norm Macdonald. Like genius.
Norm Macdonald
Genius
level
comedy.
Man. Bill Burr goes, women can never be happy. Women can't be happy because they see us sitting in front of a TV during football season. Like, oh, that's not holding. They get so mad because of how simplistic our minds can be, and we can just sit there. But speaking of that, we were talking about social media. Yes. Okay, I saw something on Facebook the other day that said that Snapchat is the worst thing to happen to dating and relationships.
Absolutely.
In the history of our time.
That's why I don't think any woman or anybody in a relationship should be on it. I had that discussion with. Never mind. I'm not gonna get into that. But
it's a good topic. I mean,
I'm not gonna get into my personal stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think it's appropriate for anybody in a married relationship to be on that. I just don't. You know, even if you're not doing anything, to me, it's just not appropriate. Mm-hmm. You know, anything that you could hide like that. Not that I don't trust my wife or anything like that. It's just, I just don't think it's appropriate. I got off of it. It's like, you know, it is what it is. You know, I don't think it's appropriate for single people. Yes, whatever.
Oh yeah.
But you know what? I think ever since I got off of all of that, I've been very, a lot more chilled out, a lot more focused, in tune with, you know, my own self, my own mental health and happiness and that kind of thing. Because I struggle with all that.
Which we're gonna get into that next. But first, a word from our sponsors. Now it's been brought to my attention that because of my use of the word, that's right, the word, YouTube won't completely monetize all of my content. Luckily for me, because of sponsors like Jazzercise, I can say times as I want to. Now, if you're a man like me who has a big, beautiful beard, one of my biggest fears in life is if I make the rash decision to ever shave this beauty off. Luckily, Jazzercise eliminates all those fears. And let me tell you how. Gentlemen, do you remember how we used to drop our mouthpieces into boiling water to get that perfect mold of our teeth to protect those pearly whites? Jazzercise is no different. You drop it into boiling water, wait for it to cool off. Do not put boiling water in your mouth. Then pop it in. And do 4 sets of 30 reps every day, gradually increasing those reps at your pace. And before you know it, you'll have that chiseled jawline you want. Your woman will love you for it. Other women will thank you for the sight to see. And gentlemen, truth be told, it provides you with stamina in terms of a certain thing you lack. Regarding foreplay in bed with your woman, you know what I mean? I didn't say that, man. Look, you'll stand taller, you'll smile brighter, and you'll be as confident as a. This is one of the main things we talk about on this show, is mental health.
It's a big deal, man.
I am of the mindset. So it's rare that I talk about this because it's something that I've been advocating for now. The concussions in football. That you notice now at 27 years old, this is a result of all the concussions.
What? The shaking?
Yeah. The tremors.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, that's a result of concussions taken.
Yeah.
Had to go to a neurologist and told me, basically, he said, man, look, it is what it is.
Yeah, man, your brain ain't nothing to play with, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, think about it. Whenever we were playing football, they didn't look at concussions like they do now.
No.
It was called getting your bell rung and go back in the next one.
That ain't good, bro.
Getting your
that
bell,
ain't good.
you know what getting your bell rung is a grade 2 concussion. See, I did most of my damage. I did a lot of damage to people, but at the same time, I hurt myself because I was on kickoff return every single year at 260 pounds. My fat ass could not get up the field as fast as everybody else. I was waiting for those 2 motherfuckers in the back that were just lollygagging around. And I took your fucking head off. And, you know, one of the things that we want to talk about mental health, it correlates.
Yeah.
Because people nowadays, we talk about the NFL, the concussion thing and all that. It takes longer for NFL players to start getting the symptoms because they're continuously, for a longer time, hitting.
Right.
They took 113 amateur football players' brains. You could only scan for CTE whenever the brain's deceased. So there's no scan for it. You can notice the patterns in your behavior, though. That's how I noticed a little bit of a change. One of the things, they did 113 brains of amateur athletes, high school football players. Out of 113, 100 of them had CTE.
Yeah.
And that's a scary, scary fact, man.
It is, man.
And a lot of people don't want to talk about it because think about it this way. You hear all this shit about CTE. Mm-hmm. If you start talking about it, people are going to look and say, oh, God, this guy's going to be fucking nuts. That's what scares a lot of these kids from talking about it. They had this kid that he was 24 years old. Never forget it. I read it. He had this thing called the CTE diaries. Okay? And at the end of his diary, he said, please donate my brain to science. And he shot himself in the chest.
Oh, wow. What a guy.
And
I don't recommend the suicide. I'm not a suicide advocate.
You see, I'm sitting there and I'm looking at this and I'm reading this and I'm like, damn, man. I said, there has to be something.
You got to be in a real bad way to do that.
I said, there has to be something I can do here.
Yeah.
And this is why I try to advocate for people because I'm one of those people, man, when it comes down to the anxiety thing, I think your brain's a lot stronger than what it is. Mm-hmm. I have anxiety all the fucking time.
Me too.
I ain't taking medicine for it.
No.
I ain't taking medicine for this. I'm too young to take medicine for tremors. Fuck that. I'm going to find a way to do shit my own. It might take me 5 minutes to write my name on a Scantron, which it did. And it was embarrassing as fuck, to be honest with you. But I'm not going to sit there and fucking take all this medication whenever you could sit there every day and do something a little bit different to better yourself and to get your mind stronger.
It's a mindset.
It is a mindset. And now, the depression thing, man, and the anxiety, some people have it bad.
That's a mental stronghold. The Bible talks about that. And I'm not the most religious guy and everything, but that is a series of bad ideas that will get stuck in somebody's head that the Bible can cure. It actually can. If, you know, it like dead serious, it can. And you know, it's, I forgot what I was.
I'm a spiritual person. I say my prayers every morning, every night. I believe strongly in my religion, even though I'm not the best practicing Catholic by any means.
Correct. Yeah.
I never use religion in any argument I ever have because I'm a hypocrite if I do.
Yes, exactly.
I'm a very big hypocrite.
But
what I will say is people do have that ability. I think people really do have that ability to look at their situation. There's a video I'll watch. It's how to train your brain. What do we do when we wake up in the morning? First thing, check our phones, look on social media, all this and that. All right, that's your routine. How is that benefiting you whenever you do that? See, I changed mine. Whenever I get up in the morning, first thing I do before I take a sip of water, hit my Jewel, anything, I say my prayers. Then I fix my bed. Because after I fix my bed, after I say my prayers and fix my bed, I've already accomplished the first task of the day.
Exactly. You're ready to go. Hey,
and I'm in
what else can I do?
My mindset is, okay,
what
the
else
first
can I
task
do?
of the day is done.
Yeah.
But the anxiety thing with people, man, I think, and dude, this is so touchy. It's such a touchy subject to talk about. There are some severe forms of things like that, and people do need medication.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times, though, people really just don't give themselves enough credit mentally to where they can dive deep sometimes. And a lot of times you can't. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
A lot of times there are certain things that happen to people that really do affect them long term. But people are a lot stronger than what they actually believe they are.
Yeah.
Is my whole argument.
100%. I'm a living proof of that.
Yeah.
100%.
People are a lot stronger than what they think they are. And the moment you start to realize how strong of an individual that you actually are, and how much worth and how much self-value you carry as an individual, how much you mean to people, your presence, how much you can influence and impact people's lives. The moment you start to realize that is the moment you come alive inside. And this is Unwoken.
Yes, sir.
This is Unwoken.
That's what this life is.
This is Unwoken, man.
This life is suffering.
You have it in you. You do.
Everybody does.
Everybody has something. Everybody has something within themselves that can sit there and say, you know what, fuck it, not today, life. Not fucking today.
It's a mindset. You have to say, you know what, I'm going to have a good day today. I'm going to have a good day today. There's nothing that can ruin my day.
Yes, 100%.
You have to wake up and do that. I was, okay, so I was on Adderall and Vyvanse from third grade until high school. I got off of it. And I went crazy in high school, whatever, got in touch with my father and got whatever. And then recently I got back on it probably about 2 years ago. And I don't need it. I realized in the past 2 months I've gotten off of it completely. I can eat again and all that. Like, people think I'm skinny and stuff. They're ignorant. Anybody calls me skinny, they're fucking ignorant, because they don't know what it's like to take fucking Adderall and Vyvanse for fucking 10 years, 20 years. They don't know what it's like.
I think you got a little bit swole, man.
Yeah. I'm there, bro. I can pull my weight. That's all I need to do. I can pull my weight.
That's right.
But what it is it is 100% it's a mental thing. You have to tell yourself, I'm gonna have a good day. I don't need this, because it's you're in control. If you can take over your mind and say, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna have a fucking awesome time doing it, you're the king. You could do whatever. There's nothing that can stop you at that point. And ever since I've gotten off of it, I can eat again. I can talk to people. I don't seem weird. I'm not quiet in the corner anymore. It's shit like that, bro. And it really affected my life in horrible ways for a long time.
It's funny you bring that up, because last night I was sitting outside and I made a little Snapchat. I said, people always ask me how I'm always in such a damn good mood. Well, why am I so happy? It's because every day that I wake up is the next best day of my life.
That's right.
For one simple fact, I woke up. I woke up this morning.
Yeah.
Hey, now sometimes I don't go to sleep.
You got a job, right? You're thankful to go to work. You get to go to work. It's not I got to go to work. You get to go to work. And that's a mindset thing too. People got to train themselves for that.
Mm-hmm.
I got to go to work. No. You get to go to work. How fortunate are you? You know what I'm saying?
And a lot of people don't want to go to work right now.
Yeah, I know, Brandon. We are at a shortage, man. For technicians, I'm fucking running around like a chicken with his fucking head cut off, all over the state, everywhere, because I'm the young dude. I'm the young buck. I'm out here fucking getting it, And there's not many like me.
So let me ask you this: Tate Gasek, what is the key to a successful, happy marriage at a young age that you're at?
Okay.
Y'all got married how long ago?
2020, March 7th, 2020, right? 14 days before the pandemic.
All right, so what is the key? Y'all dated for what, 8 years before that? Well, I was right?
Yeah, something like
you
that.
See, I listen whenever
Hold on.
I listen whenever he talks. You hear that?
7 years. 7 years.
Shit, I was off by 1 year. Richard, do I get a point for that? All right.
February 10th.
Fact checker says yes.
Yeah, February 10th, 2013 is whenever we got together, and we've been together, never took a break. I've always knew that was my girl. The first time I seen her, I met her on Instagram.
She's beautiful, man.
I will never take shit on social media in that sense. I met the love of my life on it.
Beautiful family.
Thank you, man.
A whole entire beautiful family. Your wife, your sister, your mom, great people, beautiful family.
Thank you. Yeah, man. It's once I found what I needed, I'm off now. But anyway, it's well.
No, I was asking. So, what's some advice you can give?
Okay, that advice.
Some of these, let's say, because a lot of my friends, Kylan, we were at Kylan's wedding.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of my friends ended up marrying a lot earlier than they did dating. I found that is perfect.
It could be.
It could be. Because, I mean, you see, and nothing's better. As a guy who likes to be single, man, I love being single. I say I don't want to get married. Maybe I haven't met the right one. Because I figured if I did, my socks would be knocked off.
Yeah.
Maybe I just haven't. But I do like being single.
Very young.
And here's the thing. I love standing next to my boys at the altar because I officiate their weddings.
Yeah.
And there ain't nothing better than that because whenever you look on their faces, whenever their bride's walking down the aisle,
I cried like a bitch. I cried like a little girl.
You did?
Yeah, absolutely.
I had some girl, one of our friends said the other night, she goes, if my husband doesn't cry whenever I walk down the aisle, I'm turning right back around.
See that kind of shit right there? But I did it because that's how I felt. You know what I'm saying?
Dude.
Deep from the heart, that's how I felt. Like, God damn it. That's awesome. My advice is you gotta love that person, and you really gotta listen to them. And and I'm not perfect at all, and I'm as flawed as anybody, and I'm in no position to give marriage advice. As far as all I can say is what works for me. What works for me is we give each other our space. She is a lot. It's not like we're stuck up each other's ass. She can go with her friends, totally fine. I go with my friends, totally fine. We can do our own thing.
So what are we doing tonight?
Whatever. But, we can do our own things. But it's awesome whenever we are spending time together and we love our company together. That's what it's about. It's enjoying each other's company and really going the extra mile to make sure that she's happy, or just asking her how your day was. Stuff, it's just little things like that. It really does make a difference. You have to put in some kind of effort. Like I go to work all day and everything, and my job now is so much easier than it used to be. I used to be a helper, and I'd come home fucking exhausted, and she would clean the house and everything. And to me, that's what a wife is good for, man. The wife is supposed to take care of the household and do that kind of stuff, and really nurture a man so that he can take care of and provide for her. And that has been the key to our marriage. She 100% takes care of me so that I can take care of her.
And that's a great point you bring up, because with this new day and age of feminism and shit like that,
I'm not a fan.
People wonder why it's hard for a lot of people to have successful relationships.
Because women want to wear the pants, and that's just not the natural order of things. It's just not. It's no disrespect. Women are great.
They have some single moms who kick ass.
Some women, my mother was great.
Some women do have to take on a masculine role. But what I'm saying is, in terms of, okay, attraction is taking care of itself. Evolution, I'm a big believer in evolution. Mm-hmm. The man's job is to lead.
That's right.
Your job as a man is to lead.
Yeah.
Okay? You have to be the center. You have to be the rock. You have to be that strong point.
That's right.
Because whenever your woman feels safe,
that's whenever you're happy.
She's not leaving you.
Exactly.
A woman wants to feel safe with the man that she's with.
Yeah.
And that's just science. That's basically, right. It's the law of attraction.
I'll always do whatever I can to make her feel safe. I got chickens now, bro. We got eggs coming on the way, bro. Like, we got food. We got a garden coming.
Dude, he is turning into turning into my friend.
I'm that dude.
You're not the only dude. I promise you. All my buddies too now. They got chicken, and I made fun of him for it.
No,
and
bro.
He goes, all right, hold up, I got some pickled eggs for you.
Mm-hmm.
And he sent me over here, sent me some. I said, son of a bitch, I'm never making fun of you for having a fucking chicken
No,
coop
dude,
again.
it's awesome. It's the circle of life. You get to experience it. There's something beautiful about watching something grow up, and you know it's going to take care of you. As long as you take care of it, it's going to take care of you.
Yeah.
And that's the circle of life, man. That's the key to happiness. That's
And not
what
being
we're here
stagnant.
for.
And not being
Can't be
stagnant.
No.
And in a relationship, one thing that you probably know more than any is the courtship never ends when it comes down to your woman.
What do you mean by courtship?
So going out to dinner and doing stuff like date nights.
I'm not the best at that, and I grew up with a guy that didn't do that with my mother that often. So that
It does.
you're always a product of your environment and things like that. And my wife is very good at reminding me, like, hey, we haven't gone out in a while, and I will do my best, and I will always try that. And that's, it's things like that. You have to try, and you have to show that you're trying.
Yeah.
It's very important for that.
Because you can tell there are signs whenever.
Yeah.
There are telltale signs that you're fucking up. Whenever your woman's mad at you for not taking out the garbage can, she ain't mad at you for not taking out the garbage can.
Yeah.
It's been shit that's been piling up.
Exactly.
And that's we go back to the social media, we tie everything that we talked about in together today. Put down your phones. If there's any message we could leave with today, put down your fucking phones.
God damn it, take care of your family. God damn it. Just
have some
talk to your
human
friends.
interaction.
Be friends. Be friendly. Everybody needs to be nice to each other. Stop all the hating. Stop all the bickering. Stop it. There's we're at such a crucial point in this American history right now that everybody needs to come together and just be nice to each other. If we can all do that and help each other out and just not rag on each other like men, like today, like what we discussed. Men sharpen each other. Men are supposed to sharpen each other and help each other out and become better together. If we're all better and not tear each other down. Tool has a great song called Right Into. And they have a line in that song, and it says, it's basically our creator, it says, we gave them thumbs, and they built a club and beat their brother down. It's a beautiful line to me because it's so true. We don't have to be that way, man. We can all love each other, no matter what your political view is. We're all Americans, and we can all agree that this is a great place to live, and we all just need to be nice to each other. And I really believe that. Like the name calling, the disrespectful stuff, I'm not on board with that just because it's not worth it. There's so much precious time in your life. Being nice and having a smile on your face is really beautiful. It's a really beautiful thing, and it will get you places that you have no idea. I was an asshole for a long time, especially on social media, and I think it comes up the way I type and stuff like that. But ever since I got off that and I've started smiling at people and really being nice to my managers that I talk to and that kind of stuff, dude, it's great, dude. It really
Eye contact, look at somebody in the eye, body posture is everything.
Yes.
The way you carry yourself can bring an energy into any room.
That's right.
Any room that you're in, it brings an energy into.
Yeah.
And people just need to get back. Look, if we can go back to the time, and I'm big into politics.
Mm-hmm. I am too. I don't talk about it that much, but yes, I'm big into it.
It's no secret. I wish we could go back to the time where our parents didn't tell us who they voted for.
Yeah,
nobody
my grandfather would never tell anybody.
Nobody knew who you were voting for. Because now, and I have a lot of friends who are liberals, not far left. I don't have friends who are far left. I won't do it. And, this is I'm a very optimistic person on everything in life. The only thing I will counter you with is this whole notion of people in our country coming together. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it needs to get back to that point.
It does.
But until our actual leaders show that they can get along in a system like that, because you're there, you're a leader. Mm-hmm. Get along, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Your job, you're elected to be able to go to D.C. and be able to sit down across the table and be able to communicate and come together for the collective good.
That's right.
Folks, thank you for tuning in to Unwoken, the #1 podcast in the world for young conservative media. Richard Dockan sitting on the couch, the fact checker. That's Tate Gasek. I'm Scott Davis. God bless, take care, and I'll see your asses next week. And that's a wrap, boys. Good shit.
Good shit, buddy.
Good shit.
Good shit.
Richard, you did a hell of a job back there.